Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Radio Works world. This is your host speaking. My name is Agatha, and I'm a mentor of excellence and identifier of void, and I will be your host today. Now, we are broadcasting live from London, and I have a privilege to be interviewing the one and only Nick Wood. Welcome, darling.
Hello, thank you for having me. It's lovely to be here.
You're more than welcome. Do you have your cup of tea ready? Make yourself comfortable.
I've just had a cup of coffee, all set and ready.
Wonderful. Now, before we start our heart-to-heart, soul-to-soul conversation, Nick, I'd like to point out to those who joined us that these conversations take place every Friday of each month at 10 a.m. in the morning UK time. So it's every Friday each month, 10 a.m. UK time in the morning. If anyone is interested or if you want to join the conversations, please leave your message below, connect via Facebook, or just go on www.agaflow.co.uk and connect through there. Now let's get back to my lovely Nick.
Hello.
For those that don't know you, Nick, who is Nick Wood? Tell us a little bit about you.
Hi, well, I'm a mum, got 2 children. I'm self-employed as a graphic designer, and I also do branding for clients and website designs, landing pages, things like that. I also work alongside my partner where we do videography and photography. He's very talented at all of that, so I assist him with all that side of things. So yeah, I mean, I'm a very creative and arty type person, which is why I think I love graphic design so much, because it helps me to be able to express myself in that art form, really. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Now, I do understand that you quite love the creative side of what you do from a very young age. Tell me a little bit about that.
I've always been really creative, really. I mean, as a child, I used to like play the guitar, I used to do silk painting and things like that. So I've always grown up loving art, and then I spent a lot of years working with children and young people, and I really sort of was able to use that art form to be able to do really in-depth sort of healing work with them, behavioural issue work. So I've always, in the lines of work that I've done, really used art, you know, whether that's graffiti art, whether that's meditation through music, being able to express themselves through story, through drawing, because they're unable to talk about maybe some of the experience and struggles they've been through. So I've always found art as not only of an expression of who you are and an outlet for that expression, but also quite a good healing technique and self-discovery, you know. And I guess for me, in my own journey, you know, that's been the case for me. At times when life's been quite difficult, art is a way that I can express and heal through that. So not only do I love the design side of it, I also think it benefits us as humans to be, you know, creative individuals, and I'm all for people expressing themselves creatively, you know, and I like using that in my working life, really. I've always used that art in that way, really.
And I understand that you received many, many awards. Tell us a little bit about that.
Not so much awards. I mean, I haven't received awards in my artwork. I don't know what you mean from that.
Was it an award for your work that you've done with the children?
I am a best-selling author, parenting author, but that's obviously not linked to the graphic design work that I do now. But I did get to Amazon bestsellers list with a parenting book, with, you know, to help support parents around disciplining their children and that. And you know, I suppose part of that book touches on, you know, equal respect and working alongside your teenager. I mean, it was based towards working with teenagers, you know, working alongside your teenager really in that relationship. And as you grow and flourish together, you know, that bonds you together really as parent and child. That it is okay to get alongside our children and get, you know, creative and hands-on and express our love and things like that, you know. So that, I think that's probably what you're talking about in terms of an achievement like that. You know, me working self-employed as a graphic designer has been a pretty recent transition really, because before that I was a parenting coach. So I was used to coaching parents around how to deal with issues around their children and that. But then when I met my partner and I got into supporting him with the videos and the photography and the design work, because he's also a fantastic graphic designer, I learned so much from him. You know, as we were going along, I was like, oh, how'd you do that? Let me have a go at that. And it just sort of developed into a love of, because I think I've got that love of art anyway, it just kind of like, yeah, this is my thing, I like this. And it's just kind of naturally sort of fell into doing it really. And then it's been amazing really, because the types of clients that I've actually had come to me for work, I mean, and you obviously are one of them, are all very sort of creative or soul connected individuals. And that really resonates with me, because that's how, you know, I am really. I'm very sort of spiritual and connected to all that side, and I believe in the soul journey and the development along our life path and that. But I'm also very creative myself, so I've loved that naturally it's just sort of I've fallen into this sort of work, and naturally then clients that are similar sort of individuals to me are coming to me for that work. And it's, you know, it is true, when you get on your right path, things do fall into place. And I just have felt with this type of work that things are just naturally falling into place for me. So I feel like this is the right step where I'm supposed to be at this moment in time in my life journey.
So may I say you are really gifted, a gift that you always had within, perhaps you were not aware of.
Yeah, I think it was just adding the technical skills. Right. I was always creative off the computer, but I wasn't so into the computer side of things. So obviously being with my partner who I'm with now, he's very computer and all that technical side of it. So I've had a great teacher in him really to be able to teach me, you know, all of that. So yeah, it's just felt right really. It's just been a really great journey really, and I'm enjoying what I'm doing.
Nick, you might already know that for the past 3 years, I've been writing ordinary people's extraordinary stories.
Yeah.
And touching up on their pain, their struggles, their successes. I'd like to know a little bit more about your diverse family that you were brought up in. Tell me just a little bit.
I think I'm very aware of different cultures and different backgrounds of people, and I think that really helps in the work that I do, connecting with people from all different, you know, religions, race, areas of the world, you know, all sorts of things. Yeah, when growing up, I've got an adopted brother and sister who are both Asian, which really, you know, I guess from a young age opened my eyes to things like racism, you know, which perhaps not everybody is open to growing up. But I was aware of some of the struggles they went through, particularly living in quite a white area. You know, so that, yeah, that opened my eyes to that. My dad is also a disabled person, a wheelchair user. And he spent his life fighting for the rights of disabled people. So also from a very young age, I was open to all of the disability issues and, you know, some of the struggles that disabled people face. And that was really interesting. From quite a young age, I used to go on rallies with my dad and see, people really fighting for their rights in this country. And that brought a whole different dynamic to me as well. My mum, on the other hand, then was a social worker as well. So I saw all of them things that she was, dealing with at work and things. So it was, I think it gave me a really good start in life, really. I think it opened my eyes to trying to understand people more, that everybody's got a story, that things aren't always black and white. And, some people do have to really struggle in society, and they do have to, really work on who they are and building their confidence and all things like that. And, then when I was 16, I was lucky enough then to travel to India. I mean, I spent 6 weeks there, working alongside in. It was a real diverse trip, really. It was a young people's exchange program, but it meant that I got to go into the richest of the rich environments and the poorest of the poor environments. From going into the villages and washing your clothes in the stream, working in the paddy fields and all things like that. And it was just an amazing, eye-opening experience to have at such a young age. And then it kind of developed my love of traveling, then going to Africa, a lot of Europe and things like that. So it really developed my love of traveling. So, that I think has really helped me. And then my partner, who I'm with now, he's from a Jamaican background, and obviously his children and whatever. So we're living in, quite a culturally diverse environment at home. And that, so I myself love the differences in this world. It's so sad, really, that these differences bring such divide in our world. But to me, it's the vibrance, it's the difference, it's the different foods, the different smells, the different, and all of them things. Yeah, all of them things that make life so incredible, I think. And to me, I love that side of things. So I do really love working with clients from all different backgrounds, and helping them to reflect who they are as individuals, their culture, their background, all of them things into the artwork that is then produced for them, so that it is a reflection of who they are. And that's what I try to do, really, through the work that I do.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for that. What events brought you to this stage of your life? What happened along the journey that brought you here?
Well, as I say, obviously the growing up, I think, opened myself to, different cultures, different things. I was also very creative. Struggled quite a bit at school because I didn't feel that I really fitted the education system mould. I was much more of a free spirit, really, and if I didn't want to do things, I didn't want to do things, and if I couldn't see the point, I couldn't see the point. So it was like that, from quite a young age, I kind of felt like I was a bit different in that respect. And then I went into, obviously travelling a bit. I went into youth work. I lived in the East End of London. I was a multicultural youth worker. Then I moved back home and started a family, had my children. Then went into being a children's residential worker. So I worked in a children's home for 10 years. I was also a community care worker, a children's family resource worker. So I was going into family homes, really supporting them when they were having all sorts of issues. It's not just behavioural issues, it could be anxiety, it could be mental health, all different things could be going on within that household where they just needed a bit of extra support, making sure that they got the right people involved to support them in life, that school was supporting them properly, all things like that, really. So that was the work that I was doing, and the working with young people was what I love to do. I mean, I still love connecting with young people now. And still now, me and my partner, we do go into schools, we do go into kids' clubs, We do sort of mini documentaries around, stories of maybe people who work with young people or young people themselves. Um, so we may be going to school and make music videos with these things. So I still do love that side. I do. There's something really great watching, I think, children and young people on their journey in life. I do love the vibrance that kids bring to things, the energy and that sort of thing, really. So I do still have that love. And as I say, when me and my partner have been together nearly 3 years now, he was a videographer, photographer, and he does a lot of music videos and things. And just going along to their music videos and that, I got more and more involved, and I loved that side of the work that he was doing. And then obviously, my art had perhaps not done for a few years, and life gets busy and you kind of forget things, because I'd come out and I was working for myself. I wasn't working in that environment with kids every day that was keeping me hands-on creative. So I think I was ready for a creative outlet. And then obviously, as I say, I learnt more and more around how to sort of actually do things online creatively, and it just sort of developed into that sort of work, really.
Would you agree that you live not only a fulfilled life, but you are almost an example of a woman who is capable of doing absolutely anything?
I think, we all have ups and downs in life. We all have, the struggles and things like that. And we all have amazing experiences as well. So life's a real mixture that comes your way. But I think it is how you learn to look forward and, like, enjoy the present, but, it's just being happy in who you are. And I think along my life journey, I think the biggest thing that I've learned is it's not about what money I've got coming in. It's not about, these material things. It's not about these things, but it's about actually finding inner peace, inner happiness, loving yourself, expressing that out to others. You're loving others, be caring, be a good person. And I guess in my journey, I've just got to that point where I just try to live the best that I can, and make the best of whatever situation I find myself in, and try to, look at the positives in that situation and move forward in life. So I would say, I've had some real hard situations in life, and I've been through, domestic violence relationships in the past. I've been through really hard times, but I feel happy. I found love that I work at the moment, that I really want to develop and move forward, and I've got bigger plans for that, both for myself and alongside with my partner. We've got big plans coming up, and we really want to make a success of that.
That's very good that you mentioned, because my next question would have been, what's your legacy? I mean, what you've said so far, there is so much that you can, define as a legacy, but I leave it to you to tell me, what's your legacy?
Well, I think because the work I do, I really want to support other people alongside their businesses. So it's about, I think, tapping into my clients, their energy, who they are as people, and being able to express that for them through, creating, whether it's websites, whether it's helping them put together courses, whether it's creating a video with them, or whatever that is. And I think I'd just like to be known as somebody who was really good at that, really good at being able to know my clients well. That as I say, the people that I'm working with are great people themselves, and they're doing great work, and helping them to, you know, shine online, to look good, to be able to attract them right clients themselves into their lives who need the work that they offer. I'd just like to be known as a great facilitator of that, I guess, somebody who is good at tuning into what people want and how they go about being able to get the right clients come to them. You know, because you know, yourself included, you know, some of you women are like, you're absolutely amazing. The work that you do is amazing, and it changes people's lives. It inspires people. It, you know, and I think it's so important to work alongside, you know, people like myself, designers and things, who can really help you get to a place in your business that you need to be. Because unfortunately, there's so many great people out there that just aren't showcasing who they are in the right way to attract the right people, the right clients, you know, to their work. And it's sad because they're here for a purpose, they've got a purpose, but you've got to find ways to get your purpose, your message out there. And I think through, you know, great visual designs, videos, photographs, and that, it is in today's society and working online how people can really, you know, start to stand out.
Express themselves.
Yeah, express themselves, you know, so that you get the right people who's connected to you. You know, it's like get your tribe from who you are, you know, and it's being able to showcase that out, really. So I'd just like to be known as somebody who was good at doing that for clients, really. Somebody who can, you know, help them reach the level that they also need to be at in life.
Nick, I'd like to ask the very last question.
Okay.
You already touched on it. So what's evolving in your life right now? Share the good news. You've mentioned that you plan a lot. Share
Well, me, as I say, my partner's videographer, photographer, graphic designer. I do a lot of branding, graphic design, web designs, landing page designs, that sort of thing. So we're actually going to be launching a course around how to get your media and branding and things like that right online. So it will be, you know, so many weeks taking you through the process of things like, you know, how do you shoot your own videos? How do you set up your phones and cameras right? How do you get your lighting right? Where do you post them? You know, all of that sort of thing. How do you do simple editing? You know, or it might be how do you decide, you know, how do you get your branding look? You know, how do we do that? Identifying sort of who your ideal client is, what looks that you love, and then putting that together into, you know, like a branding board or whatever of how you are gonna brand your business. So it'll be looking at lots of different things across media, across, you know, websites, how to set up funnels, you know, from say your Facebook ads through to your landing page, through to your website, and things like that. So we're really excited because we think it's going to be a great course, and you know, I think it is going to be quite unique. You know, there's not many people that have all of them media skills, you know, all in one place. So I think it will be really good that the two of us are able to run that together and sort of bring our skills together. You know, there'll be lots of training on it, lots of videos, lots of course content and that people can really, you know, benefit from, I think. You know, and I think a lot of this will be designed for quite creative people, because that does tend to be who we work with, whether that's from your musician to your you know, charity worker, or, you know, solopreneur, or whatever, you know, people want to call themselves or whatever. But I do think, you know, we both work with quite creative people, so I think this will be an ideal course for people who themselves are creative or soul connected and want to know how to make the best of online. Really, they want to know how to, you know, shoot their videos. They want to know what photos work when you put out there with what adverts, you know, and things like that really. So we're in the process of creating it, so I'll be thinking it will be about a month until we're up and running. So yeah, if anybody is interested, you know, they're welcome to comment on this video, and I'll keep them updated with how that's going and let them know when the course is about to be launched, because, you know, we are really working to put fantastic material together so that it really is a benefit to people who come on, that they'll learn a lot, and we are very hands-on and supportive through that process. You know, there'll be things like Facebook groups that can hang out in, there'll be email support, and things like that. So we, you know, really will help people along that journey of that course, in you know, them being able to use it to the fullest really when they've completed it. So yeah, so look out for that, because we are really excited about that. I think it'll be a really good course for people.
And if anyone wanted to have your contact details, would you mind giving them your contact details?
I think my email is the best place, because we're joining together and doing all this program. We're redesigning our own websites at the moment. So my email is my best contact, which is nickwoodtransform@gmail.com. It's Nick, N-I-K, woodtransform@gmail.com. And yeah, if anybody wants to drop me an email, because, you know, we do all sorts of design work, whether you're looking for a logo, you know, your social media banners, your website being designed, or even if you want your website looked up and updated, things like that. You know, if you've got any design work really that you'd be interested in, you know, connecting with me for, then please do. Equally, if anybody's got any videos that they'd like, you know, to make or do, or photography or anything, you know, we can edit photos, all sorts of things. So yeah, anything along them lines that anybody would be interested in, then please get in touch. Because with videos, we don't have to be there to shoot it. We can prep you through how to shoot yourself, that we can then edit into a professional video for you, whether that's on your website, you know, your homepage, your website, or whether you're wanting to use that for an advert, or whether you're wanting to fundraise, or whatever really you've got a use for a video for, then we can tell you what sort of footage to shoot, how to shoot it, and then we can edit that up for you, you know, do all the artwork on it, edit it up, and obviously give you back the finished product that you can then use for what you want. So we understand nowadays with the distance, we can't always be there physically, you know, up and down the country, but we found it's worked quite well, actually just prepping people on how to do that themselves, and then sending that footage in to us and us being able to edit that together.
Nick, I hope you don't mind me mentioning this, but when you said to me that you can do my website online, I said, my goodness, how am I going to deal with it? I've never done anything online before, but working with you is absolutely amazing. And I must say that I've never met anyone who would be, you know, responding on my text or messages that I send you, and my, you know, any additional items that I wanted to add to my website. You just did it. And I just feel that I've never met anyone who is so willing to do anything.
Oh, thank you.
You are just amazing. And you smile. It's just amazing.
Oh, bless you. No, it was lovely working with you. It was a pleasure to be able to do your website for you. You know, absolute pleasure. So I don't mind. I think that's what you're there for, is to respond to what your clients' needs are at that time, and, you know, to get the job done properly, professionally, and looking really good for you. So it was a privilege that you chose me to do it for you. I appreciate it.
And I tell you, I'm so happy. It's to the standards that I like. and it's my first website, and I can tell you 100% I am so pleased with the work you've done. I cannot tell you, I mean, you're the only person that I can say that, wow, you've done an amazing job. I mean, this is just me, and I don't know what others will say, but hopefully everyone who will get in touch with you and anyone around the world, because obviously people are joining in from around the world, they will get in touch with you. And especially if you do online work, you can do it from anywhere.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. I mean, I design for people now in Canada, in America, you know, in different countries anyway. It doesn't, you know, it takes 2 minutes to jump on a Skype call or whatever. You know, nowadays technology is so good that you can just connect all over the world really and feel like you're in the same room as them. So that's why when you came to me and you said, "Oh, online," it's like, you know, now online is like being, you know, connected in the same room. It's so, in that respect, technology is really great for that. It keeps people closer and keeps people connected. And, you know, it makes working like that online possible, you know, which I'm grateful for because it widens out the types of people I can work with. And, you know, their different stories and journeys. It's great.
Yeah. Well, Nick, in closing, I'd like to say that it's been a pleasure to have you here.
No,
Pleasure to listen to your story, that you were so happy to share what you are about, what's your legacy, where you are heading, and that people are able to get in touch with you. And they should really, because you are just absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for joining me for this conversation, and hopefully see you sometime soon.
Yeah, it's been my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Bye-bye, Nick.
Bye.
Bye.